say that type of shit, you know, I was just like, dude, because these guys will never be like that. We'll never know what that's like, you know, because you just look at certain people and you're like, yeah, this dude, like, he doesn't
Put a
have
finger
anything.
down.
It's nothing.
Autism
But you're
edition.
looking, because
Put a
my
finger
dad,
down if you were
this is
told
funny,
to
dude.
stop
This
being
guy
snippy.
sings so hard. It's not
Put a
even
finger
funny.
down if you were trying to tell a joke or be sarcastic, but someone else took it seriously.
There's this girl that comes
Put a
to my
finger
school all
down
the
if you
time,
are very disorganized.
to talk to this one
Put a
dude.
finger down if everybody called you
He's so
annoying for
underweight too.
talking
He's
too
fat as
much.
shit, bro.
Put a finger down
Hold
if
on.
you were ever called a know it all.
When I was 10 years old, I already knew there was something crucially wrong with me. I was already overweight, I had no friends, and I would tell the other kids at school if they didn't stop making fun of me, I would come back to school with a Mario mushroom in my backpack so that I could grow large in size and jump on them. And if it wasn't very apparent, those same social issues followed me into adulthood, where I am still overweight, have no friends, and own a massive collection of Mario plushies. But if you were to ask me, even then, if I thought I had autism, I would have looked at you like I looked at my uncle when he told me he was homosexual. Because even though I was definitely not the coolest kid in the 6th grade class, I knew it could be much, much worse. I had a cousin who was 2 years younger than me with actual autism, and to put it into perspective, this fine gentleman took all of his clothes out of his dresser drawers and made each one into a bodily fluid receptacle. It was actually so disturbing when he showed it to me at the family gathering. I vividly remember the top drawer was for hair and fingernails, the middle drawer was for piss, and the bottom was for feces. Now compared to that, I was basically the Chad Thundercock of Ridgeway Middle School. So why am I divulging all of this information to you? Well, it's because it's come to my attention that recently being autistic is pretty much considered cool. My first reaction to this was an absolute fit of rage, because maybe if this was the case 10 years ago, I would have lost my virginity when I was playing my 3DS at the high school lunch table instead of having milk cartons lobbed at me like Simtex grenades. All of social media, specifically TikTok, there's these completely normally functioning individuals with large social circles and a significant other pretending that they have autism. I truly do not understand what the gain of this is. I guess seeming neurodivergent to others somehow coincides with you being viewed as a good person, because these people who are entirely normal and awesome view people with actual autism as like wild animals that aren't capable of doing bad things because their retarded brains simply cannot function in a malefic way. I don't know, that's just my best cope to rationalize whatever the fuck this behavior is. Either way, I just see so many normie dumb fucks gaslighting themselves into thinking these completely normal quirks that every young developing child portrays was a symptom of their undiagnosed autism. So it wasn't until after the 57th crazy house party where you had sex and did drugs with all of your close friends that you finally realized, oh, because I used to cover my ears when a loud noise happened, I'm basically autistic. By that same logic, could I just pretend I'm awesome and get a GF and a huge social circle to boost me in every way? I mean, I remember when I was like 12, I went through a phase of riding a skateboard for like 2 months. That's what cool and awesome people do, right? Then I must not be an obese loser virgin. I must be a fully functional dope-ass dude. This entire delusion fest actually gave me $1 million idea. Do you guys remember that show where they took a complete fat ass and some emaciated twig and made them swap diets for a week? Well, they should do that, but they swap the lives of someone who's genuinely autistic and someone who thinks they are on TikTok. Imagine it. The normal person is just trapped in their room all day with a phone that can only receive messages from their mother, while the autistic man-child is forced to go out to crazy house parties and the TV crew pays for women to pursue him in conversation. It would be genius. With the way social media evolves and people finding degeneracy and mental illness so appealing, it's crazy to think where we'll be in a few years. Imagine if people actually delude themselves enough to start thinking they have actual Down syndrome because when they were 5 they didn't know how to subtract numbers. That would be very interesting and cool. Maybe we'll even get to the point where being an incel will be the coolest thing in the world. Then we'll see who's laughing. But I mean, as long as the overall happiness level goes up, that's all that matters. I mean, I may be a grown man who works at Walmart and procrastinates suicide every single day while nothing happens, but at least Kelsey finally realized that her undiagnosed autism shouldn't hold her back from her hopes and dreams. Alright, well I'm gonna go ask my mom if she can ask her friends at work if they have any trad virgin daughters who would date me. Goodbye.